From the window to the wall,
I'm Cody,
and I'm Tyler.
and this is the Edible Attitude Podcast.
So, buddy,
Hey, man.
how's your day going?
Swell. How's yours?
Good. Did you learn
Good.
anything new today?
Did I learn anything new today? Not in particular, actually, I don't think. No. I don't know. Nothing springs to mind. What about you?
Well, yes and no. I saw a video about this creature,
Mm-hmm.
and I had heard about it in, different pop culture references, and I
Right.
wanted to look more into it.
Okay.
What do you know about the Wendigo?
The Wendigo. I think it's like some sort of like shapeshifter or skin crawler or something, isn't it? I thought. Is that another name for it?
Kind of.
Kinda.
Kind of. They have
Sorta.
some relation.
Okay.
But the Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit originating from some native tribe history.
Hmm.
It's based in and around the East Coast forests of Canada, the Great Plains region of the United States, and the Great Lakes region of the United States.
That's us.
Yeah, it is us.
That's us.
That is us.
Wait. The Wendigo in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
The Wisconsin Wendigo?
It's like northern Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's Wisconsin. I don't care where you're at. If you're in the cheese state, you're in the cheese state, baby.
The whole state.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, so it's kind of close to home.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, a
so
little
it's
bit.
like a North American creature of myth
Right.
is what we're talking about?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
We're getting into it.
Sweet. I love creatures of myth.
Me too. They're so interesting.
Yeah. They're cool.
So
I used to look at books of as a kid of like centaurs and Pegasus. Maybe it was all just Roman myth creatures, that book specifically, by the sounds of it. But because it has pictures, like drawings and depictions and descriptions and
right.
no prescriptions.
No
and-
prescriptions.
Yeah.
None.
Right. I'm excited to hear what you got.
The Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit,
Mm.
sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics, which possesses human beings.
So it's like a poltergeist?
Sort
Demon?
of. It's still
Ghost?
it's still like a creature of. It's still a creature.
So it's got
itself.
like a physical form.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's said to invoke feelings of insatiable greed or hunger, the desire to cannibalize other humans.
What? So, insatiable hunger or greed or cannibalism?
Yeah.
So it's like you're near it and it just exudes the need for these things? The energy force that just corrupts your mind and makes you want to do these things is kind of what I'm hearing.
Kinda. It's like it sounds to me like a controlling aspect of the Wendigo.
Do you think it was in like Plainfield?
I have no idea.
Was it in Milwaukee?
I don't know.
Never know. I mean, where is it all over?
In some representations, the Wendigo is described as a giant humanoid with a heart of ice.
Oh,
A foul stench or a sudden chill might precede its approach.
so carry a torch or a fire of some sort.
Yeah.
Buy a Elon Musk flamethrower.
Yeah,
just carry a flamethrower.
The boring flamethrower.
Yeah. Dude, I mean,
You could.
I don't want to eat you, bro. I don't want to get diabetes. Oh, I mean,
Facts.
guaranteed.
Yeah, nobody does, man.
Right.
I don't either.
I know. It's no blame to you. You can't handle the cards you were dealt,
It's
is what they tell you.
it's possible that these descriptions of the Wendigo are the way they are is because many Americans have identified their own myths about werewolves and they're associated to them in some way.
So Wendigos are werewolves.
Like-
Somehow.
Like the beast aspect of it, they're a mythological beast.
Humanoid beast.
Yeah.
Because
Kinda
werewolves, I mean, are kind of humanoid,
yeah.
right? Yeah, they stand up and have a face.
right.
Yeah.
They have a face, yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. Okay, so they're linked to werewolves somehow. Cannibalism, werewolves, hunger, and greed.
A lot of film depictions often label the human beast hybrids featuring antlers or horns with the Wendigo name associated with it. Such animal features do not appear in the original Native American stories, though.
Oh, so it's more just movies and stuff.
Right,
Just kind of to fire it up,
right. I'm sure to get some reaction
give
from
it some extra juice.
right
Yeah, Hollywood it up.
movie magic.
Yeah.
In modern psychiatry, however, the Wendigo lends its name to a form of psychosis known as Wendigo psychosis.
What?
It's characterized by the symptoms such as an intense craving for human flesh and an intense fear of becoming a cannibal.
So they took the story and applied it to
A psycho.
modern day science
Yeah,
and okay. And
sounds
that's
like it.
fair. That sounds normal. You
Go-
ever felt Wendigo brain?
I have not. Remember those people on bath salts that were eating people?
Yeah,
What
like
about that?
yeah. Were they Wendigoed?
Could have been, for all we know.
Wendigo salts?
Wendigo salts. There you go. The Wendigo psychosis is described as a culture bound syndrome. Other symptoms, such as insatiable greed and destruction of the environment, are also thought to be symptoms of Wendigo psychosis.
Are there Wendigos in government?
They're all Wendigos, every
Yeah.
single one of them.
They've just been afflicted.
Oh, there you go.
They just got Wendigo psychosis.
They got that. They got that Wendigo brain. Let's delve into the folklore, like
Hell yeah.
what it actually represents.
Okay.
Some descriptions can vary, obviously. Common to all of the native cultures is a view that the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being. So that's kind of right.
Holy smokes, man. What an intro.
Yeah.
What a walkout intro.
They were also strongly associated with winter, the north, coldness,
Mhm.
famine, and starvation.
That's all kind of making sense with the ice heart, the cool chill when he comes walking up, strutting and shit.
The cannibalistic nature.
Cannibalistic.
Right.
Yeah, because that's always like, what is that family out in the mountains that
Oh, what
went
was
all
it?
cannibalistic?
The Johnsons or something like
It's
that?
not the Johnsons,
know.
no. It's like I just want to say the Dahmers, but it's not the
It's not
Dahmers.
them.
No. Donners.
The Donners?
Yeah.
Those are the Donners.
Dahmer was close.
It started with a D. You're getting
And
there. A teacher and a scholar from Canada gives a interesting description of what a Wendigo actually looks like.
How did they know? The felt the icy strut?
Could have been, or he may have thought he saw something.
Okay.
Here's what the teacher from Canada says about the Wendigo. The Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emancipation, its dried out skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out against the skin, its complexion the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption.
Holy smokes, man.
That's bullshit.
I thought the first walkout intro was impressive. Holy smokes. That painted a picture in my brain quite vividly. Hideous.
If I just read that, in my mind, I picture like a tall, skinny,
bony,
dying, like a weird looking animal.
like Slender Man, but more monstery. I was saying like tall and slender, like Slender Man, right? Tall and thin and kind of dark because he's gray.
The Thin Man?
I'm just saying the tall and slender, like Slender Man.
Okay,
Got that?
I got it.
That's all. But the gray and the bones protruding and the sunken eyeballs in the sockets, dude.
Yeah,
Shit. All right.
giving shivers.
I don't want to find that in the woods at night. Carry my torch. Flamethrower.
Yeah, the boring flamethrower. You got to keep that on your
Why is it the
side,
boring flamethrower?
Because it's from the Boring Company.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
In some native tribe lore, Wendigos are often described as giants that are many times larger than human beings,
Oh, no.
a characteristic which is absent from myths in other cultures.
Other than
The-
indigenous.
Yes,
Okay. With no horns. That's Hollywood.
that's Hollywood. Whenever a Wendigo would eat another person, it would grow in proportion to the meal it had just eaten, so it can never be full. Therefore, the Wendigos are portrayed as together being gluttonous and extremely thin due to starvation.
Right.
So they keep growing every time they eat, consistently hungry all the time.
They grow the size of what they ate, though?
Yes. So let's say they ate a 7-foot man, they would grow 7 feet tall.
Then if they eat a 6-foot man, do they shrink to 6 foot or they gain another 6
They
foot?
gain another 6 foot. They keep eating and growing.
Well, that'd be hard to miss.
Yeah, especially if it's a giant.
They don't eat very often, huh? If they're real.
I guess not.
Yeah, I ain't. You'd think we'd seen one by now.
Or there's not that many of them.
Well, where are they hiding? They just laying down, slithering through the woods.
Yeah, just sliding everywhere.
Big old roots. That's what you think root systems are in the forest? Wendigos.
Well, maybe. The Wendigo is also seen as the embodiment of gluttony, greed, and excess. Never satisfied after killing and consuming one person, they're constantly searching for new victims. So they're constantly hungry.
Right. Life of starvation. Sounds absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
Sounds like a terrible fate to have.
right.
Poor ugly bastards.
In some traditions, however, humans overpowered by greed could turn into Wendigos.
Oh.
The myth also serves as a method of encouraging cooperation and moderation.
So it's a story of mindfulness.
Could be that maybe that's why it's created. Other sources say Wendigos were created when a human resorted to cannibalism to survive.
Mm.
Humans could also turn into Wendigos by being in contact with them for too long. So if you were captured by one,
Wouldn't they just eat you, though, instantly?
I don't know.
They're always hungry. Why would they wait to eat you?
Maybe they have like a
Spread
horde.
you out?
Maybe they have like a horde of people, you know?
Interesting. A horde of people. Okay.
Like they
Maybe.
have locked away somewhere.
But they're always hungry. I don't see that happening. I feel like they're just going to eat and go. Eat and go. Eat and go for the next one.
Here's
What
the-
monstrous creature in history that is hungry that you have heard of stands by and waits? It doesn't make sense. You're right.
An interesting thing to point out is that a Wendigo need not lose the human's ability to think and speak in some depictions, and they may clearly communicate with its potential victims or even threaten to taunt them.
It's going to threaten to taunt them. Like, hey, I'm over here. You,
Threaten
you're
or
gonna
taunt
be
them.
Threaten or taunt, right.
Yeah.
How are they taunting them? That's what I want to know. Like, how's a Wendigo taunting us?
But maybe
Maybe I'm
they
gonna come and turn you into one of us. I'm gonna come and get you. Like, what do they do? Can they talk? Or are they just like pointing at people and winking their sunken eyeballs? So it's just like flaps, you know?
I mean, that's a picture I did not think I
Yeah.
was going to be thinking of.
Or do they like make rock sculptures depicting scenes of what's gonna happen? Or do they draw on trees?
Like just playing it out.
Yeah, do they like just draw on
Dude,
trees and
artists.
show you what's gonna happen? Like, ha guess what?
There's arrows pointing to
Yeah.
the next tree in the
Yeah.
next scene.
Right. Yeah. 3 steps this way.
The Wendigo is also to have said to have the ability to survive partial dismemberment and self cannibalism.
So it eats itself, it gets so hungry.
Maybe.
And you can cut it up. So you can like chop its arm off and it's good. That's human like. Humans can lose an arm and live. Big deal. You ain't so fucking tough.
Right, but if they look partially dead,
Oh, it's a trap.
could
They
be.
just lay there and just chomp you up. They swallow you whole or do they chew you up? I'm so curious.
I don't know.
Huh.
Gotta get more into it.
Well, I mean, you just got to go up and chop the head off. Just be safe.
Maybe.
I don't think they're making it through that.
Oh,
If they
maybe
do,
not.
separate the head and body. Burn them sons of bitches.
Yeah, just burn them.
Hearts of ice, right?
That would
You
make
know what
sense.
melts ice? Fire power.
I was gonna say warm water, but yeah.
warm water. Not even boiling water, just lukewarm. We're just going to go ahead and slowly pour this over the top now. As
Slowly
you can
melt
see,
it.
the ice cube is slowly
Could have just
drifting
waterboard the
away.
Wendigo.
Put a washcloth over its mouth and just slowly dump the water. It's just gonna go out of its neck. I mean, it's not gonna you chop its head off.
Right. Let's talk about this Wendigo psychosis.
Hell yeah.
In historical accounts of diagnosed Wendigo psychosis, it has been reported that humans became possessed by the Wendigo spirit after being in a situation of needing food and having no other choices besides cannibalism.
Huh. So they played Ouija Wendigo and
Ouija Wendigo. Sounds like a fun game.
contracted the Wendigo and ended up going nuts and hungry human.
Hungry human.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun Wendigo game on bath salts.
On bath salts, yeah.
That's what it was.
Right.
That was crystallized Wendigo psychosis.
That's what he was doing before he got summoned by the Ouija board.
There you go.
Yeah, he's so pissed. That's why he makes you want to eat other humans. He's like, come on, man.
I just want to go back.
Right.
In many recorded cases of Wendigo psychosis, the individual has been killed to prevent the cannibalism. Some folklore recommends treatment by ingesting fatty animal meats or drinking animal grease. Those treated may sometimes vomit ice as part of the curing process.
What the fuck? Vomit ice?
Yeah, man, because they have a heart of ice. So it makes sense if they're getting rid of the coldness in their heart.
These human people were puking up ice.
It said those treated may sometimes vomit ice.
So take it as you will.
Yep.
Can you imagine what that would feel like?
No.
Puking ice chunks?
That would be so cold.
And painful.
Yeah. Unless
The
it
ice
was
can be
like
so jagged.
unless
Unless
it
it's
was
the perfect cylindrical ice that is the best for like munching on.
maybe as it comes up it melts and like smooths against your esophagus and comes out easy, hopefully.
Slithers on out.
Slithers on out just like the slither in Wendigo.
That sounds terrible.
How would you like to drink the animal grease though? That sounds nasty.
Might be good for my joints. Grease up the joints, man. They say you should
Grease
eat
up
animal
the
fat and
joints.
oils and tallow. That stuff's good for your joints.
Gotta get there somehow, right? Gotta get that protein.
Yeah. No. The lube. You gotta get the lube, man.
Gotta get the lube. Gotta get the grease.
Yeah, it's just animal flavored. Vegetarian's worst nightmare. Animal
Drinking
lube.
animal lube.
It's disgusting.
Imagine how that go down.
Thick and clumpy.
Thick and clumpy. What if
Yeah,
it was just
cold
like a
probably,
slurry of
or
stuff?
warm. Slurry of stuff? Like fur and giblets and yeah.
Just get nasty now.
Yeah, this was your idea.
No.
A slurry of stuff. You brought it up.
That's true.
I just carried it on, my wayward son.
One of the more famous cases of Wendigo psychosis was reported involving a trapper from Canada. During the winter of 1878, the
Ooh.
trapper and his family were starving. His eldest son had then died. This trapper then, for whatever reason, decided, hey, I'm going to go crazy. And then he butchered and ate his wife and his 5 remaining children.
Why didn't he start with the dead one?
I don't know. Why did he go crazy?
I don't know, man. The loss of his child was too much, maybe.
Yeah, he just went nuts.
Wipe the rest of them. That's really, really too bad, though. Huh. Is that like winter fever? There's something like that.
Like the
Winter-
Donner Party?
Yeah.
Maybe. Someone died, went crazy. Maybe that's what happened to them.
Right. Stranded, no food. They didn't hunt enough. Didn't have enough supplies. He seen no other way out and was a greedy, hungry son of a bitch with a heart of ice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Given that he resorted to the cannibalism and that he killed and consumed the remains of those present, it was revealed that this was not a case of pure cannibalism as a last resort to avoid starvation, but rather of a man with Wendigo psychosis. He eventually confessed and then was executed.
Good. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Whole lot cheaper than keeping him around. Pretty clear he was guilty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just offed him.
Yeah. See you, bitch.
There's another well-known case involving the psychosis of a man named Jack, who is a native chief and a medicine man. He was known for his powers at defeating the Wendigos. In some cases, this involved killing people with Wendigo psychosis.
Did you wrestle him with animal lube? Rear naked choke?
The rear naked choke him out
Yeah.
with animal lube.
Yeah.
If that's one way to do it, if they're not taking their medicine,
Right.
because he's a medicine man.
It's one way to get the medicine down.
Oh, God. Why? Just imagine a big old pill followed by a bunch of
Yeah.
animal
Uh-huh.
grease.
Like a Jello shot?
Oh my God! Just shoot it back.
Yeah.
God.
It's a little elasticy too.
Oh,
Kinda
God. Stop it!
stretches.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! We're done.
Yeah.
No more grease.
Okay.
In 1907, Jack and his brother Joe were arrested by the Canadian authorities for homicide.
Uh-oh.
Jack then offed himself, but Joe was tried and sentenced to life in prison. He ultimately was granted a pardon, but died 3 days later in jail before receiving the news of this pardon.
No.
He
It
got so
sucks.
close.
Damn, he didn't do it. Or he got out at least, was going to get out.
Was
and
going to
he
get
didn't make
out,
it.
be fine, and then no.
Were they murdering Wendigo folk? Is that why they got accused of murder?
Yeah.
They were just using that as a cover? Oh,
Yeah.
officer, I swear to God, dude, he was a Wendigo. I'm a medicine man and a chieftain. I know my shit. This is my people's history.
Right.
What can I say? White man was the Wendigo. I had to take him out. That's what I would have said. Sorry, sir. That white man was a Wendigo.
You got to defend yourself
Yep.
somehow.
Chieftain Jack said so.
So in the 1980s, people began to become fascinated with this Wendigo psychosis phenomenon.
Well, for sure.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I am.
As typical researchers, they argued, right? And essentially, they came up with the conclusion that
Mhm.
Wendigo psychosis was entirely made up.
Whoa, you don't say.
And it came from the result of naive anthropologists taking stories that related to them at face value without actually doing any research.
Right.
Shocking.
Huh.
Crazy how
You
people
don't say.
still do that. There have been a number of credible eyewitness accounts as evidence that the Wendigo psychosis was actually real. The frequency of Wendigo psychosis has decreased sharply in the 20th century. Thank God.
Since people don't pay attention to it as much, it seems.
Right.
Huh. It's almost as if the human brain can almost make the body do things you would never believe is possible through psychosis. Who would have thought? Like super strength?
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a man-made psychosis that was created. You know?
Well, it sounds like it. Just an interesting little tidbit about the World Health Organization.
Uh-oh.
It actually describes the condition as a rare historical account of cannibalistic obsession. Symptoms include depression, homicidal or suicidal thoughts, and delusion, and a compulsive wish to eat human flesh. The Wendigo itself is also seen as a metaphor. As a concept, the Wendigo can apply to any person, idea, or movement infected by a drive toward excessive greed, excessive consumption, traits that sow some sort of like destruction if it's left unchecked. So it's just a metaphor for people being a dick. So a scholar named Brady stated that the Wendigo can be understood as indicating a person who is imbalanced internally and toward the larger community of human and spiritual beings around them. So like they're negative not only towards, the person across the room from them, but they're
everything around them.
right. They
Yeah.
affect everything around them with their negativity.
Do you know anybody like that?
Some
Can you
people
think of any?
Yeah, I can.
I know some fucking whiners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another concept is that the Wendigo can actually apply to situations other than some Native American European relations. It can serve as a metaphor explaining any pattern of dominion by which groups conquer and dominate or violently destroy and replace.
So just people winning wars?
Sounds like it. Or taking land. It comes from a native culture.
So it's a white man.
White man's the Wendigo.
White man's Wendigo.
White man
Like
Wendigo.
I said before.
Yeah.
Hey, officer.
You called it.
The white man's the Wendigo. I had to kill him. He's a monster. He's folklore. We just found out about him from our ancestors like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, no shit. There's an English professor at the Arizona State University that argues that Wendigos are agents of social cannibalism who know no regional or national borders.
Well, yeah, it's not like I'm the American Wendigo and I'm the Canadian Wendigo, folks.
This person also states that all human cultures have been visited by shape-shifting Wendigos. Their visitations speak to the inseparability of human experience. National identity is irrelevant to this borderless horror,
Right.
so it's everywhere.
Yeah, don't give a shit. They go anywhere.
Yeah.
But they can shapeshift, huh? If you
Right?
could shapeshift into any kind of animal, what would it be?
Eagle.
An eagle, a bird.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick a bird, actually. That used to be my pick. I'm going to pick a deep diving oceanic animal.
Let's see what's down there.
Yeah. We know it's in the sky, kind of, right? At least as much as eagles fly.
I mean, clouds.
Yeah. Chemical streams, whatever.
Oh my god. No wonder the eagles are so big.
Right. But yeah, because the ocean is super unexplored, right?
Yeah.
That's what I picked. If you could shapeshift into a plant, what plant would you be?
What plant?
Yeah.
It'd be a coconut tree.
A coconut tree. So people suck your nuts?
No,
Why?
because it's tropical down there.
Oh, that's smart. Coconut tree.
And every once in a while, if I see a dick, I just knock him out.
I just drop one on his head.
Be like, hey, stop that. Boop.
Right. That's a good one. I was thinking like a redwood, but I don't want to be in California.
You're already big as fuck. Pick something different.
So I'm going to go with, I don't know. I asked a hard question for myself.
Yeah, you weren't ready for this one.
Nah, man. Let's see. I would go with some seaweed.
Seaweed.
That's bullshit.
So I can just feel the flow of the ocean, man. I can just float,
Sounds relaxing.
just swaying.
So there's another Arizona State University professor
Mm-hmm.
who has observed two commonalities among the indigenous cultures because they all kind of
Right. Overlap a little bit.
right.
Right.
But there's two things that are really similar. And it's they're situated in climates where harsh winters are frequent and may be accompanied by starvation, and that the Wendigo symbolically represents three major concepts. It is the incarnation of winter, the embodiment of hunger, and the personification of selfishness.
It's a brutal son of a bitch. It's tough. Yeah, it doesn't sound so fun.
Sounds cold
So, do you think did the indigenous people like pray to their gods?
in some way, shape, or form, maybe.
Do you think they pray to the Wendigo when it's like the middle of winter and they're running out of stuff? Like, hey man, leave us alone.
Maybe.
Like, let us find something.
Maybe. I have no idea. That's a good question.
If you're enjoying this topic and would like to talk more about it,
You can find us at Edible Attitude or at Edible Attitude Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. So in 1973, there was a character who appeared in the Marvel Comics.
oh,
It was a monster, and it resulted in a curse that afflicts those who commit acts of cannibalism. It appeared in The Incredible Hulk in April of 1973, and then one more time in October of 1974.
was Hulk just grabbing Wendigos by the ankles and smacking them around?
Maybe. Puny beast. Just hawking them through
Hulk
trees.
smashing the shit out of 'em. Yeah, bro.
There's some TV shows that have the Wendigo, which include Teen Wolf, Supernatural, Blood Ties, Charmed, Grimm, and Hannibal.
Huh.
So
Yeah, okay. I think I remember something on Supernatural about that.
yeah, that was like the
Yeah.
second episode.
I can't handle the rest of them.
In Supernatural, the Wendigo is described as being a humanoid-looking creature who's tall and pale with elongated limbs.
Something like Slenderman.
Kind of.
Okay.
Well, again, white man bad.
Right, man, yeah.
The Wendigo in Supernatural means the evil that devours. They were once human, but had become something else when forced to eat human flesh to survive. They hibernate, and they like to store live food, and the only way to kill a Wendigo is with fire.
Huh. Sounds familiar.
The boring flamethrower.
Sounds like somebody needs a flamethrower on their hands.
Yeah.
Huh.
Gotta keep that thing strapped, I told you.
So they do keep live victims stored up, though. You called that. So
Right.
maybe they hoard them.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's just in one reference.
And then
though.
hibernate. Is Jeepers Creepers a Wendigo?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Where the hell did that come from? I didn't even think about that.
Comes out every 27 years. He keeps victims and
Oh, yeah.
things.
That's a good point.
He doesn't necessarily grow,
He's a scarecrow, though.
but he eats and eats.
He doesn't stop eating.
All right. Could be another pop culture reference that nobody ever even knew. Hidden backstory.
Maybe. It's a good
Alternate
one.
ending.
Another TV show that the Wendigo appears in, as I said earlier, is Grimm. So in the TV show, it's known as a terrifying mythical beast with needle-like fangs and razor-sharp talons.
Oh, so that's not the same as native folklore.
Well, it's quite different.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more menacing. Like monster under the bed, scary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Needle-like fangs.
right. And sharp claws,
Yeah.
talons.
In Grimm, when they shapeshift, they grow short white fur all over their body. Their teeth then developed into said fangs, and their eyes turn yellow and appear to glow. Their ears become longer, and their nails grow into the curved claws, which then they often use to, fight.
So that's what they look like. That's what they transform into.
And when they shapeshift, I guess.
So that's their two forms.
Yeah, so they might look like a human, but then
With just like
I don't-
sharp fingernails and sharp teeth, and then transform into this monster-like being. A fluffy, scary monster.
a fluffy, scary monster who's still got white fur.
Huggy Wuggy's gonna kill you.
Oh my God. There's female Wendigos, and
Yeah.
they have a much more subtle shapeshifting,
Of course.
but they still gain the fangs and the wrinkles and everything.
They probably don't poop either. Women don't poop.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
Yeah.
That's absolute fact.
Right.
Their hair remains the same, but the color of their hair turns to a shade of gray instead. So
Okay.
instead of the fur, they
Right.
just change hair color,
Interesting.
which is a good trade-off, I guess. Who wants to be hairy?
I mean, it keeps you warm.
According to the TV show, they are much, much, much more durable than humans are,
I believe it.
and they're able to run away quickly after an intense fight. And it also takes several bullets from a handgun to kill one. So no fire in this one.
So automatic rifle, semi-automatic rifle. Be all right. Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Lots of shotguns.
Yeah. A couple shotguns. Shotgun with a magazine. Or a drum.
Or a big drum.
Yeah. That sounds nice. That sounds like a good time. Go Wendigo hunting with a big old shotgun.
Just
Just
hip firing.
blasting, dude. That sounds like a blast. Let's make this. We should make that a video game.
Hunting Wendigos.
Yeah, with like the pump shotgun from the hunting game back in the day.
Duck hunt?
Duck hunt, yes, yes. But Wendigo hunt, you get the shotgun.
Oh,
you get the
yeah.
gun.
There you go.
You get the little chieftain popping up and saying, "Get the white man," instead of the dog.
The lore in the Grimm TV show is that the Wendigos were savage cave dwellers in which they carelessly stored the remains of their victims.
Sloppy bastards.
But since they're in this age,
Mhm.
they've had to adapt. And now they store the remains of their past meals in pits located in the basements or crawl spaces of their homes.
Neat.
They're extremely savage when they're provoked, and if they get wounded, they become angrier. So, like the Hulk, they get angrier and stronger.
Right. That's scary. And they transform. They
And,
have homes.
Yeah, they got homes. Weird.
That's the crazy part to me. Like,
They've had to adapt.
yeah, they're just living amongst us
Maybe.
as people.
Could be. Like
They
werewolves.
say like you for sure have walked past a murderer in your life. Like everybody's walked past a murderer in their life.
I've heard that.
Yeah. Do you think you've walked past a Wendigo in your life?
According to this, maybe.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
They're everywhere, especially in Northern America by the Great Lakes.
They also appear to be sadistic creatures as they enjoy mocking their prey before eating them.
They're taunting still, huh?
Yep, yep.
They're still putting them tree drawings on and Well, if they can live in a house, they can probably talk at this point. They've adapted.
Yeah. They are also extremely manipulative and they lure their intended victims in by fake hospitality and offering them to treat them to dinner. Famous cannibals
I'd be fucked.
like Jeffrey Dahmer are believed to have been, in fact, a Wendigo.
What do you know about that?
You called it.
Wendigos in Milwaukee. I'd be fucked. You want to have me for dinner? You got dinner for me, dude?
That sounds awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
coming. Let's go. What should I bring? I'll bring some more dinner food. I like cooking.
There's a couple adaptations in video games.
Mm-hmm.
One of the video games is Fallout 76.
Oh, the newer Fallout. That's the online one, I think, right?
Yeah, the newest
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Cool.
They're featured as one of the enemies in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they mutated from people who consumed human flesh in isolation.
Makes sense.
Yep. So they stuck to the original lore.
What do they look like? Are they?
They're just
probably-
mutated
Yeah.
because it's
It's Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the video game Dusk, the Wendigos are enemies that remain invisible until hurt.
Oh no.
They're large, deer-like demons wearing a white boned mask with red eyes.
Oh.
Several of these creatures also appear in the game's cover art.
So horns again.
Yep.
Hollywood horns.
Yep, Hollywood
Okay.
horns.
Huh. But they're invisible. That would suck. Give me a shotgun, dude.
Shotgun.
Just
Shotgun seems
blast
to
'em.
work.
Yeah.
The next one is The Witcher 3. And The Witcher 3 has a couple different variations of what it may be.
Interesting. Huge game. Very
Huge
popular
game.
Yeah.
If
You played it,
I
right?
have played
Crushed it.
it. I beat it.
I touched it. Didn't get far.
No, it's a great game.
Should dive back into it.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. On the computer.
10 out of 10. Would play it over
Would
again
recommend.
for the first time.
Interesting. Okay. I'll definitely have to do that. But yeah, it's a massive game. Massively popular game. So 2 versions.
3.
3 versions. Even better.
There's a curse.
Okay.
There's something called a Vendigo, not a Wendigo. A Vendigo with a V.
Vendigo. Like
Yep.
Vendetta.
Yes.
Ooh.
And then a Leshen or a Leshy.
Ooh, a Leshy. I think that one sounds familiar from when I played. A
It's in the
Leshy.
TV show. If you've seen it, it's in the TV
That
show.
makes sense. And
Yep.
yeah, that's probably where I've seen it.
They call it a Leshy, but the name in the video game is a Leshen. The Vendigo are extremely dangerous. They're man-eating monsters spotted in the northern part of the continent
In the cold.
in the forests.
Mm-hmm.
They are tall humanoid in shape, reaching up to 11 and a half feet,
Sheesh.
and they tend to weigh around 245 pounds, give or take.
So that's pretty thin for 11 foot tall.
Right. They have disease-riddled claws and pale skin described as twisted, resembling a naked and starving traveler.
This sounds very similar to the indigenous one, right?
Yep.
Tall and thin and pale and gray and claws.
Their facial features are ragged, and their lips appear cracked with blood, and their heads crowned with a rack of elk antlers.
Oh, Hollywood horns.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta get
But
those horns
the
in.
lips, the bloody lips,
Yep.
that
That too.
matches as well. Interesting. Okay,
We're
cool.
sticking with the lore a little
Yeah.
bit.
Little Hollywood on it though, of course.
The Vendigo haunt the coldest regions and preying on unfortunate travelers who are alone.
Sounds very, very similar to the Native American folklore.
If they run into a group of people, they try to lower the morale of the groups by targeting their food supplies and then spoiling the food
With the rot.
with their rot. They are also afraid of fire.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should have had a boring flamethrower. Did you have one in the game? I didn't get that far.
I don't
Oh.
think I unlocked that
Okay.
perk.
Did you have fire of some sort? I think
Yes.
so, right? There's
Yep.
fire. Yeah, you had a fire ability. Yeah.
What was really cool is you could like dash past them and like stab them in the back and then blast them with fire.
Oh. So open them up and blast the fire inside?
Yeah. There's also a curse associated with the Vendigo.
Right, okay.
The Vendigo also have an ability to hex humans by just making eye contact.
Oh, Medusa action.
Yeah.
Oh.
If a Vendigo makes eye contact, the person is then cursed with the so-called Vendigo's curse. This curse actually has 3 stages to it.
That's bullshit.
So the first is the morning after the target is cursed, they wake up feeling a strong desire to consume fresh meat.
Not exactly human flesh, but just meat.
Just meat. Just
Okay.
hungry. This desire then persists throughout the day, and if the person is unable to consume fresh meat before their next morning, they're significantly more tired the next day.
Okay. Exhausted.
Yep. On the second morning, step 2,
Mm-hmm.
the person then wakes up with a constant growling in their stomach and a deep, unquenchable hunger for fresh, bloody meat.
Oh, upping the ante.
Got to get more raw.
Right.
Their condition deteriorates further if they fail to eat anything raw meat
Right.
before the next morning. The last progress, the person then wakes with an intense hunger for meat that gradually progresses towards the cannibalistic desires.
Mm-hmm. So it's just straight up into human at that point.
Yep. So day 3 is when you're really,
Don't give a shit.
nope, you're gone.
I'm eating whatever kind of meat I can get. All bets are off. What an awful curse to have.
So before the final day, if they keep avoiding these cannibalistic tendencies, they are both physically and psychologically tormented.
Yeah, just getting ruined. I'm sure. I get hangry real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm cursed hangry,
Oh, man, that'd be
Brother.
bad.
watch out.
It'd be horrible.
Don't be around me. I'm biting your ass.
Especially before 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So the person is at a serious risk of becoming a Wendigo spawn at
Mm.
sundown if they don't do anything about it.
Right.
The spawns are then completely controlled by the Wendigo that cursed them. Their intelligence is significantly lowered, and in exchange, they become immune to influence and magical charms. So other people can't help them. They're just under this,
They are
They're-
Wendigo. Yeah, they're just controlled by the Wendigo at that point.
the Wendigo.
Yeah, sorry, Wendigo. Dang. So they're just little servants.
So in order to break said curse, it requires either killing the original Wendigo,
Mhm.
which, how are you going to find it? You got to track it down, right?
Yeah, somehow. The
Or
Witcher should know. It's his job.
or taking the person out of the area in which the Wendigo is, so it can't go
Oh.
back. So they just have to
Take
be
it
like
out of its
exiled.
reach. Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems easier, right?
I mean, just take them
Slap
out.
him on a horse, go for a little ride quick.
There you go.
Yeah, hey, bud, you live here now. Welcome back. See ya, pal.
Hey, we're the other spawns.
Yeah. Yeah, just
It's a
a
whole
little,
town of them.
little community of them. Spawn Town.
Beating,
Wendigo Village.
be a Wendigo village,
Yeah.
spawn village, or you could either beat the magic by
Dance off.
not a dance off. Nope. Either by hiring a mage, druid, or priest, or you could do the smart thing and just hire a witcher.
Yeah. Just go kill it.
Just hire a witcher.
Track it down and kill it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Just have the whole thing done.
by the time the witcher gets there, because they don't have vehicles, they just have roach.
Yeah.
How fast is he gonna get there? You know? Because I've spent time in the Witcher game where I was like, hey, I'll take the side quest, and I'm gone. I'm
Yeah.
doing something else.
Nowhere near where you were.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
Main story, you can wait. The second version of the Wendigo in the Witcher series is Aleshin.
Okay. Yeah, or Leshy, like
Yes.
in the show.
Yep. Aleshin, or Aleshi, is also known as a Spriggan, or tree spirit.
Yeah, I remember being like a tree in
Yep.
the show. Yeah.
It's also described as a powerful forest spirit that's resistant to iron and real smart,
Oh.
like highly intelligent.
So he has to use his silver sword, not his iron sword.
Not his normal one.
Yeah, he's gonna
and
use his
then,
monster sword.
then
Makes sense.
the other one you just burn with fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Put a
your
little oil on it.
or your shotgun.
Or your shotgun.
Put it
Incendiary rounds in your
not
shotgun.
the animal oil.
The animal. Yeah, the animal lube on the sword. Just
Yeah,
lit it
there you
up.
go.
Yeah.
The Leshy also wears a large deer skull for a helmet, and it has tree-like limbs.
So another skull mask. We'd heard that earlier. More similar Hollywood, upping the antlers per se.
The Leshy
Mm-hmm.
is described as something that only lives to kill. And for whatever god-awful reason, many of the peasants think that the Leshy is a spirit that protects the forest, when in reality, just a dangerous creature that hunts people.
He's just a hungry hippo, huh?
He's just a hungry,
Yeah.
hungry Leshy.
They're like, oh, he's the protector of the forest. Let's go out there. Just chomped. See ya.
The Leshy also has the ability to kind of camouflage itself or polymorph.
Mm.
So in its natural form, it's just a wildcat-sized creature.
cat-sized creature?
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
And then he transforms into a
Big tree
demon
monster.
thing.
That's can you imagine just strolling through the forest, you see this little cat and oh come here and give it a little pat on its head. And it just grows to be 11 foot tall or whatever, tree monster.
But it doesn't actually look like a cat. It looks like a cross between a wildcat and a bear,
Oh.
but it's just wildcat sized. Like part bear, part wildcat.
It sounds cute as shit.
Dude, that sounds terrifying. You know how fast that thing would be?
Nah, that sounds cute. Dude.
What? How? Where are you going to keep it?
Like, come give me a hug, little buddy.
No.
Dude, are you kidding me? Like a little cat bear? Come on, picture that. Just a fluffy little cat bear just pouncing, prancing through the woods.
Prancing through the woods.
Yeah. All nimbly bimbly from tree to tree.
That's what it actually does. That's how it hunts in that
Really?
form. It lurks in the tree branches so it can quickly, drop down on its victims.
Hop on their faces like alien.
The leshy has also been known to shift into many other things. Some things include a harmless old man in a tree branch. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was a leshy. I'd just tree branch the shit out of people. I'd just whack them.
All of a sudden you just get
Like,
clotheslined.
oh, it's in the way. They're pulling me back. Wow.
Some interesting information about the leshy and where it comes from. It comes from Slavic mythology.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's a little background to it. In Slavic mythology, les means forest. And Slavs had a high respect for the forest, mountains, and the water.
Right.
A leshy was akin to like sort of a master of the forest, as it never leaves its domain.
Right.
And really doesn't like people coming into its area. So it's super
Protector of the
territorial.
forest. Makes sense in that aspect. Wants humans out of there because humans fuck shit up.
Like why
Parasites.
would you want them in your woods? Like, get
Right.
out of here.
Get the fuck. Yeah, you're just gonna mess it up. Probably gonna burn it down. Afraid of fire. Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear coming and saving the
That's where
day.
Smokey the Bear probably comes from. Is Wendigos.
Oh,
Or, I
maybe.
mean, leshies.
Yeah, leshies.
Yeah.
In the games, if a human ever saw a leshy in the forest, it was because they got lost. And according to them, in order to find your path again, you would have to take all your clothes and turn them inside out.
Okay, that's not so bad as what I thought you were gonna say. I thought it was gonna get real dark and
No.
creepy.
No.
Perverted, maybe. Who knew?
Just turning your clothes inside out, and you're like, oh, I magically know where
Hey,
I'm going.
look, Brenda, I'm back.
I'm back. I found the
made it.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
So knowing what we know, what we went over,
Right.
where it originated, the different descriptions,
Mm-hmm.
the Wendigo psychosis,
Yeah.
the different concepts,
Right.
and the different versions in pop culture, which one do you think seems the most plausible or accurate to you?
Which one's the most legit?
To you, makes the most sense.
I'm riding with my tribes. Yeah, I go with the native folklore. I think it's where it comes from. That's where it originates. I
Right.
think it's their story. That's what I believe. I think everywhere else just took from that and changed it,
Added some
added
things.
to it. Yeah. Hollywooded it.
Yep. The antlers,
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
else.
Yeah, yep. Like I said, riding with the tribes, man. What about you?
I mean, yeah, I'd have to agree. I think the tribes one, obviously since it was the original,
Mm-hmm.
I think that one is the more plausible out of all of them. It really is interesting how the other references change little things like growing hair or shape-shifting
Right.
or taunting, whatever.
Yeah. Which one's your favorite depiction outside of like the indigenous one? Like what's your favorite Hollywood depiction of a Wendigo?
Well, I do like how the Wendigo is in the Supernatural one.
Yeah.
You barely see it though, so it's really hard to make out.
Which is also fun.
I mean, you can see some features like the
Right.
long, elongated limbs and stuff, and the pointy ears. But I really like the Leshen or the Leshy for
yeah.
Witcher 3, and I really like how they brought it to life on the big screen or on TV.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
It was sweet looking. Yeah. It was crazy. I was terrified.
I was not expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting something completely different.
I'd have to say my favorite is the taunting ones.
Yeah, the Wendigo.
Yeah, just little button pushers, dude. They're living in houses and just taunting people and luring them, and I just find it funny and humorous.
Wow, they gotta adjust to 21st century,
Right.
man.
I just like imagining like what kind of taunts they would do. What kind of shenanigans do they get up to, you know?
They
I don't know.
probably throw like corn from their attic windows.
Yeah, come fight me.
Come up here, I
Yeah.
bet you won't.
Leaving trails of chocolate to their back door.
Oh, there you go.
Taking their dog over to shit on the neighbor's lawn.
Just to piss them off.
Yeah.
So they come over
So
and
they come over knocking on the door, yeah.
just yank them inside.
Uh-huh.
They're
Right.
gone.
Yeah.
Never seen
Disappeared.
again.
Never seen again.
What do you think about this Wendigo psychosis? That was an interesting.
Yeah, I think it was, probably wives' tale from the folklore. They used it as a cover term for the issue at hand of cannibalism, because that's what the monster represented, right? Was hunger and greed and gluttony. So I think they just seen people eating people and took the folklore and used a name for it, which is normal, common in history. I don't think it was a hoax. I think it was just a name for a situation. I don't think they were haunted by a Wendigo. The Wendigo's a story. I don't think it's an actual creature. It just grows and grows and grows.
Just a psychological thing.
Yeah. A wives' tale.
The concept of just the Wendigo itself and what, metaphors some people have for it. It seems really prevalent in today's society. There's a lot of, negativity and self-destruction going on.
So you think there's some Wendigos out there strutting the streets, spreading the negativity? And that's
They're
why our world is burning?
They're probably loving it.
So many different theories and aspects of this story.
What a story, though.
Yeah. That was a story. What a crazy story.
Yeah, it was.
Stories.
Yes.
Different takes. I love it, man. That was a great topic.
But I think we're going to call it.
Yeah, man. It's good seeing you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Cody.
And this is the Edible Attitude Podcast.